Давайте тогда начнем. Всем ли видно презентацию сейчас? So, welcome to this online lecture about Bэнкси in the modern street or urban art. So let's first of all talk a little bit about me. So my name is Anna Ilyenko. I'm the teacher of English in Державинском Institute, and also I'm a senior teacher. So I've been teaching people for 10 years, English and German, and I like languages, arts, and kittens. So can you please tell what do you like? You can switch on the audio and just say a few words about yourself, just for me to know what you are interested in, at least why are you here. Расскажите, пожалуйста, немножко про себя, чуть-чуть. Почему на Бэнкси? Почему вам это интересно? Можете, в принципе, сейчас включить аудио и чуть-чуть со мной говорить, если хотите. И немножко подожду. Угу. Окей. Сейчас мы запустим еще участников. Чат. Угу. Really like street art. Okay, very good. Me too. Okay, very good. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. So let's go further then. Today, according to our plan, we are going to discuss several things. First of all, these are the facts about Bэнкси, so perhaps you know some of this, and I won't tell you anything new because this is quite a famous person and a little bit notorious. So that's why we discuss some of the facts about his biography, about his arts. Then we are going to speak a little bit about graffiti and where it came from, why is it considered to be illegal art nowadays. So, and also we are going to take some slang words connected to this sphere, discuss a little bit whether it is vandalism or art, and I will tell you a little bit about our university, about our institute, okay? So let's start. And the first things, it's about Bэнкси. So nobody saw him. He's a mysterious artist, very mysterious because there are so many myths nowadays about his character. People consider that he has a silver tooth, and he really, really wants to keep his identity in secret. He even was awarded a prize and decided not to take it because he just wants to be somebody without face. Yes, so he as you know, he's an artist. Yes, he draws pictures on the walls, that is called graffiti. Yes, and his works are quite controversial, meaning that they usually have something inside, yes, that make people think about it for several days. At least they just want you to discuss this. So everybody who sees his arts usually say that they can't but think about it. So one thing that is also interesting about this person that he has quite a good sense of humor, and though he is speaking about quite an acute problems, he's still humorous, yes. So, and he still fascinates us. So for those who are of a low level of English, I would say shortly in Russian. Мы говорим сегодня о самом знаменитом художнике современности, как мне кажется, по крайней мере, из современного искусства это имя просто на слуху у каждого. В частности, из-за того, что мы не знаем, как он выглядит и вообще, кто он такой. Ну, есть какие-то факты, но в целом мы не очень сильно понимаем, кто такой Бэнкси и, собственно говоря, где его искать. Вот. И мы сегодня поговорим немножечко о его биографии. So let's continue, and maybe you know these facts. If you know these facts, you can just write to the chat plus, or maybe you can share some of the facts that you know personally, because there is so much information on all the resources in mass media, for example. So the first fact is that he was born in 1974. He was just a son of a photocopy engineer, and he really liked that kind of printing thing, really. So, and perhaps this is why his pictures look like this. Yes. So he, as I said, his identity has never been revealed, but we know that he made a film and also he wrote a book where he said that these arts, for example, belong to him, and he enumerated these arts so that nobody just used his face or his identity to sell maybe his works under his name. So an interesting fact for me was that he has never been trained as an artist, but he started quite early when he was 14 years old. And because he was so interested in drawing, he was expelled from school and even got into prison because he had some petty crime. So one more fact that was also quite interesting for me was that he sold some of his pictures and he asked some kind of a man to sell it, and it was like $60 or something like this, and people who bought it, they thought it was just reproduction or maybe fake. And the day after that, Banksy announced that it was his arts made by him, and it occurred that these prints became very, very expensive afterwards. But he no longer sells such kind of things. It was just one event. And but his public installations sometimes are resold. For example, there was an interesting fact about one graffiti. It was about the lovers who were looking on their smartphones, and this graffiti was made on the door of a youth center. And it's funny that for some time this graffiti helped this center to survive because they took this door on which it was painted and put it inside, and they asked people to pay for this for watching this picture. After that, the Bristol Museum took this door, and Banksy, in fact, I think he sold it, yes, and all the money that was made out of this selling were given to this center, and it survived, helping to this person. And the last fact that I would like to share, people say that the person is talented in everything if he's really talented, and Banksy is not an exception. He's not only a street artist, he's also a very active politically, yes. And also he wrote a book, as I mentioned, and also he directed the film, and his documentary made its tribute in 2010. So there is the name of this. If you like, you can see it online. Okay, so if you know any facts about Banksy that are quite interesting from your point of view, you can share in chat and we can see it. Okay. Don't be afraid. So it's a kind of an interactive lecture. That's why if you participate, it will be cool. Okay. What do you like about Banksy most of all? His works? Or maybe you saw a film, maybe you read a book or something like this. Okay, so let's go further. Um, you know, art hooks you silently, really. So it means that there shouldn't be any words, for example, in a picture. You understand everything from the image. But for example, the art of Banksy, it started with the word and it was graffiti. So, and if you know the beginning of the graffiti, it became popular in America. And of course, it was something that really fast became illegal. And the thing why it became so was that the public didn't like the actions that these graffitists perform. So the main thing in graffiti is a word. So it is called, so the person who, first of all, draws the graffiti is not an artist, he is called a writer. So you see the word appearing on in this word family, yes? So, and what he writes, there can be different things, but the first thing that he writes, the simplest, is called a tag. So a tag, in fact, it's the name. And graffiti appeared like a game, really. So people wrote on the walls their names. A little bit later, they started to highlight this word with the lining to make it contrast. And the thing is that the aim of the game was to put it like in the places, yes. So the more you have, the more you maybe you became like a master of this area, yes. So and soon people started to do it not only in their neighborhood. So one of the graffitists just remember this time when he was young, and he said like, you know, when I came into a train, for example, and see my tag there, I feel like this train was mine, and really, it meant nothing to other people. It wasn't about for other people. It was for me. It was my train. It was my city, and it was important only for those people who understand the meaning of these tags. It was like a trace of people. Yes, they were playing with each other. But of course, they did it everywhere, and it spoiled the maybe the beauty of the city on the walls, maybe on different monuments everywhere. Yes, so it became a subculture, and soon maybe they had a kind of a thing that we already can call some rules of writing, yes, some rules of making graffiti. And they start to maybe differentiate them. For example, there appeared a thing called a piece. A piece of graffiti is a big uh, a big picture Usually it is like back to back, meaning that it can cover the whole wall. It has several colors, usually 3 or maybe 4, and it has a kind of an idea. It's not only the name. So also, you know that sometimes you look on a graffiti and you understand that you do not understand anything. What is written there, what kind of signs and all these crooked letters. So that's why there is another thing that is called a blockbuster. Blockbuster is a graffiti that is written in plain and legible letters. It means that you can read it easily. So blockbusters and pieces and texts are still very, very popular among graffiters, and they still do this. So it's a kind of an eternal story. So one more thing that I wanted to share with you here about the word, it appeared not very long ago. It is called Bэнкси. So in fact, I think a little bit later, I will show you the definition in Urban Dictionary, because nowadays it has several meanings. It's a slang word, like everything that you see, like the right, attack, peace, and blockbuster. If we speak about graffiti, it's a kind of a slang word. So Banksy here is also a slang word. So it describes, first of all, somebody who maybe who likes and who wants to sell more, and it doesn't matter for him whether it is a piece of art or a piece of sorry shit. So, and the second meaning of this word is the name of the style. In fact, of course, this is the style of Banksy that he gave, and well, nowadays this kind of style called Banksy. So originally, by the way, this word also has some meanings, and they are not really good, and I shouldn't pronounce them, but maybe what unites these meanings is that they have a very, very bad sexual maybe connotation, meaning, yes. So, and it's all connected to very bad sexual behavior that usually arises some maybe disgust, or you know, you cannot like stand and look at this silently. So maybe that is why Banksy took this name as his nickname, because of course it's not his real name, we know. Okay, so speaking about these 5 things, they are quite general that are connected to graffiti. And when you are talking about these kind of arts, if you use them, maybe it just makes the life easier for you. So, but I would like to share with you some other words that are also considered to be slang. So in the first one is called kin. You can see the description, and I would say it, I will try to say it easier, yes? So in fact, kin is a very famous graffiter, a writer, yes? Who paints a lot and who is famous among writers. So usually you can be called a kin if another kin calls you like this. So what we see here on the picture, it's a person, his name Kin Robo, yes, and he was a kind of a, I don't know, not an enemy, but it was a kind of a battle, graffiti war between him and Banksy, and well, they addressed to each other Kin Robo and Kin Banksy, for example. Okay, the next, it's funny. It's called married couple. Married couple, it's about trains and about 2 cars of trains, or maybe you call it compartment, yes, that can be separated from each other. And in graffiti slang, it's also connected to drawing on trains, and that one piece is on one car and another piece on another car. Yes, it is considered to be quite difficult thing, because you know they are pressed for time and they need to do this piece at once. So that's why it's quite difficult. And yeah, The next thing, it's called heaven. So heaven spot, as you see on the picture, and maybe you see it in St. Petersburg if you live here, yeah, because we have quite a lot of such things. These are graffitis, pieces of writing, yes, that are made on in some places where it's not easy to come to, yes, on rooftops, on overpasses, somewhere. Yeah, usually it's really high and dangerous, and sometimes writers can fall down, and it is called like fall down from heaven. And the next word, I think it's quite understandable why the dead artists, dead writers are called angels. Yes. So, by the way, this graffiti is made by Banksy. It's called Azon's Angel. So this guy, he was a young writer, and he was killed by a moving train when he was doing one of his um, pictures, yes, and it was painted on the same wall where he and Banksy had a kind of an artistic dispute. Before that, there was a scene from Tarantino's movie, from Pulp Fiction, and instead of the guns, the main heroes there, they had bananas. After that, it was like covered with paint, and Banksy redrew it and made a costume of banana for these two characters. And Ozon, in fact, painted his graffiti on this graffiti, and wrote down that he will make it stay if it will be maybe if it is of the same quality, or maybe it has more humor in it. Yes. So, but sorry to say, they didn't have any opportunity to meet again because he died. So here again, I would like to ask you, what do you think about Banksy? If he is a vandal or an artist, really? So what is this? A kind of vandalism, graffiti? They spoil the city, or they contribute to the city? So, okay, if you can, please write in the chat, and I will show you some of the pictures that I personally like very much. For example, this one, look at it, a wonderful thing. Yes. Okay, or maybe this dove. So Banksy writes a lot about political issues, about the difficulties of social thing, yes, and also he is really into maybe the topic when art is sold, yes, and the real price of art. Maybe you remember he had a kind of a performance. On our first slide, we had that picture of a girl with a balloon in the shape of heart, and they sold it, and the amount of money was like maybe 800,000. And when it was sold, it began to shrouded, maybe, yes, so it was spoiled. And yes, absolutely, I agree with it. So, and it was like a very, very big, I think, scandal in the artistic world. Okay, so you like the style, I guess, if you say that he is definitely an artist, yes? But do you know that he also uh, mm, performed a kind of a trick? Yes, he redrew some famous pictures. For example, there was a portrait of a lady, but on her face there was a mask. Yes, and also he painted Mona Lisa, I think, with the face with a smiley instead of the face. And he went, in fact, into the art galleries and put these pictures there. Some art galleries, of course, they noticed this and they took these pictures away, but in one gallery, this picture stayed for 8 days. Yes, so it was a kind of a funny trick. Yeah. Okay, so where is my mouse? The next question that I would like to discuss is what should you know to discuss Banksy with your friends, for example. It's not about really Banksy, but in general. So when he's done, is it new work, the lady with the mask? Never saw it before. So is it on the previous picture? So the one, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So this one? Yes, yes, it is called, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Yeah, but it was printed not very long ago and it is connected to pandemic because it is in the mask like this. Yeah, so what should you know to discuss Banksy and any other kinds of arts with your friends? So I think, first of all, it's interest, of course. So, but you are all interested, for example, and you came to listen. Yes. And I hope that you got some information. So information is the first thing that you need to have to discuss something. But secondly, if you speak, for example, not with the person who is speaking the same language with you, so it's something that really helps you to make yourself clear, maybe, yes, so that your partner understands what you are talking about. And of course, this is maybe language means. So I suggest maybe if you are interested in something to watch films. For example, now the film about Banksy is on the screen of our partner. This is the cinema Rodina. And I really would like to maybe show you the trailer of the film. So if you don't mind. So, sorry. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So I hope it won't lag. So have a look at it.
I consider it to be a victimless crime, what I do generally. But the criminal side of it is important. Any piece of graffiti is saying that you're not going to be told what to do necessarily, that you'll go out under your own steam and you'll make the city look the way you want it to look.
Graffiti as an art form, I would describe it as dynamic, explosive, unpredictable. Some people say graffiti ruined my life, and some people say, graffiti saved my life.
The adrenaline is pumping the minute you start planning this elaborate crime.
All the best movements have come out of poverty, have come out of a struggle, have come out of people being hungry and thirsty for something.
Making the street art movement work has largely been Banksy. He's an outsider, he's a maverick.
Banksy truly believed that this is an art movement. We set up our own printing presses, we set up our own galleries.
He just had this great vision to show people that art could be viewed in a different way.
He became this sort of hybrid street artist, social activist, ad hacker, graffiti guy, all into one.
As an artist, it's like, what is the goal at the end? If the goal at the end is, I really want to change the world. Like, I want to deal with these bigger, headier concepts, and that's where Banksy changed the game.
We had no idea what we were doing. We just made it up.
And selling for 860,000.
Okay, so I hope that you heard everything and you saw it. So this film is in English, is on, I will repeat, in Rodina Cinema. It will go with subtitles, so that's why it will be quite easy to listen to them. So I strongly recommend, for example, upper intermediate advanced level to go there, because it is wonderful, really. So but the lower levels also can come. So also this film is on EV, so you can buy it, for example, and watch it like a Russian version, and it's dubbed, but you can also hear their voices there. So this is one thing I think that also can contribute to the maybe to your knowledge, and also you can get some ideas from the film that you can discuss with your friends. And of course, such things as, for example, maybe showing your opinion, yes, debating, talking about something. It's also the aim of maybe teaching. So that's why if you, for example, you can also go to our courses, because we have courses that are closely connected to different arts. These are guide courses. So I understand that it's maybe not really about contemporary art, but still our guides that finish our institute courses, yes, they also can make some interesting private excursions that also can be connected with these kind of things. So I guess that I will show you the links that might be useful for you when you search for the information. And also I will say in Russian about some of the courses that are available right now in our institute. So I will share the screen with you again. So, and one more time, but in Russian. Как вы видите, я представляю Державинский институт, и через 3 года нам будет уже 20 лет. И наверное, это говорит немножко о том, что у нас есть уже какие-то сложившиеся, ну, наверное, традиции. Мы идем в ногу со временем, мы очень любим вообще, в принципе, преподавать. И поэтому мы будем очень рады, если вы придете к нам на курсы и запишитесь, например, после этого видео, этой лекции, заинтересуйтесь и проконсультируйтесь уже с нашими администраторами, допустим. У нас есть курсы так называемые General English, то есть базовый английский, который подойдет для людей с маленьким уровнем. Там у нас в основном преподают русские преподаватели, но также у нас мы всегда знали, что даже маленькие уровни очень хотят говорить с носителями. Поэтому мы придумали такое. У нас есть носитель Мария, которая билингва, и она очень хорошо работает с уровнями, начиная от pre-intermediate. То есть у вас уже есть возможность начинать, по сути, с носителем языка с такого уровня заниматься. Также у нас есть бизнес-английский. Это для тех, кто любит и хочет прокачать английский на таком уровне, чтобы легко устраиваться на работу в какие-нибудь международные компании. И, как я уже говорила, у нас есть интересный очень курс переквалификации. Это курсы гид-переводчиков. Помимо вот каких-то мест знаковых для нашего города, да, там Царское село, Эрмитаж и так далее, мы также учим как раз-таки о том, как искать информацию, как подбирать контент для каких-то оригинальных экскурсий, которые сейчас очень популярны. В частности, например, в Петербурге тоже есть достаточно много интересных граффити, которые могли бы заинтересовать людей, у которых вот есть потребность созерцать такое искусство. Вот. Собственно говоря, вы видите на своих экранах сейчас наши сайты, наши телефоны. Мы есть в ВКонтакте и в Инстаграме. Вы можете звонить нам с понедельника по субботу, уточнять и спрашивать. Запись этого видео придет к вам на почту после того, как мы закончим. Я надеюсь, что это было немного интересно и полезно. Если у вас есть какой-то фидбэк, я буду очень рада его услышать, прочитать. Вы также можете написать в ответном письме, в котором пришло к вам, например, ссылка на эту запись, на эту комнату. Я тоже буду очень рада почитать, что вы скажете, потому что для нас подобного рода лекции это новое приятное нововведение. Мы планируем делать так и дальше. Поэтому спасибо вам большое за уделенное время. И давайте будем прощаться. So, I hope that you liked this thing. And I hope to see you in our school soon. And I also wish you very, very good evening. Yes, and I hope that you managed to see the film about Banksy in Rodina, or maybe online, because it is available online. So have a nice evening and goodbye. Thank you.